Welcome back. In this video we're going to continue on the Saving Minsk quest line, and we have figured out that he's robbing this counting house, and in the last video I walked you through how to steal all of the stuff in the vaults. Here we're going to grab Asterion, take him out of the group, and send him back to camp. And the reason that we're going to do that is we don't like to have all of the characters in one place, because if they all die, then our run would end in honor mode. And here's an opportunity: when we click this passageway, everyone in the party is going to transfer into the next room for the cutscene. So we'll click the passage. And we'll give it a second, and the cutscene should start here.
It's still moving.
Hush your fussing. Nine Fingers had this one made especially. That little mouthful will barely slow it down.
But the stories...
Stories. Tall tales and big names, lad. Don't let them fool you. Elminster the Archmage, Drist the Drow Exile. Heroes have power, aye, but not half so much as we do. A little coin into the right purse. A soft word in the right ear. It's not glory that spins these plains, lad. It's gold. See? Now. Moradin's cracked clay.
There is no gold in here! If there is one thing Minsc hates more than beasts with bad breath... it is those who are tricksome with the truth. And turnips. But you are no turnip. Let that be of comfort in your final moments.
Meet Minsc. He still seems very much himself to me.
We will let Jahira reveal herself. We also got some commentary from Halson, though he's in owlbear form, so we didn't hear him talk.
You...
Stone Lord. Huh. Better to call yourself Stonehead.
Your false face does not fool my eyes. I will cut until you look like the monster you truly are!
Somehow, you are making even less sense than usual. Perhaps I can explain. The Stone Lord sees through your lies, shapeshifter. Count yourself lucky he cannot stay. Nine Fingers set a poor trap, little banker. Let the Absolute's faithful show you how it is done. Now come, Stone Lord. We have the gold, and the Absolute has need of it elsewhere.
As you say, Jahira.
Slarning shape-changers! Enough! Let us deal with these cultists, then find out where they are nesting.
So that's our Minsc cutscene intro. A bunch of these guys are invisible when they show up. Right now there is one on either side of us.
Still standing, no matter what you heard.
So we'll use a wild shape charge with Jaheira, and we'll go into owlbear form. That does still leave us with a bonus action since we're not a moon druid, and we'll just jump over here. And you can see that we reveal one of the assassins, but they still have Sanctuary up, which means we can't use targeted effects against them.
Where do I go from here?
So our main character doesn't have anything in range to shoot at. We could use a scroll of some kind to reveal something or block someone out. We've got folks that are pretty close to us as well. We don't necessarily want to kill the bankers, although there's no real penalty to doing so. We've got extra scrolls of fireball, so we'll see if we can cast one of those. It looks like we are boxed in a little bit.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
There we go. We're getting the doorway in the targeting area, so we'll just drop a fireball and reveal our other assassin and kind of duck back. And we'll pull out our melee weapons in case someone comes charging in. We can see that the very next character to go is the assassin we just revealed. And we'll go ahead and use Hellish Rebuke on this guy. It didn't do very much damage. And he's going to go invisible. We've got a fix for that. We just didn't score very well on the initiative rolls, so a bunch of them are going to go before we get to go. Whether or not the bankers survive doesn't really make any difference. So the attacks and then followed by invisibility is very much sort of a cheap mechanic, especially when they're very fast on top of that. And that's, I think, by design to make this combat more threatening than it would ordinarily be. This guy doesn't have his Sanctuary anymore because he's already attacked. And this guy, I think, hasn't gone yet, so we still can't harm him. But we'll move Halsin towards the stairs. Here, this dude's going to stand up, and yeah, he'll take a shot at Jaheira. We don't really care about that. They're not really her hit points. That guard was unusually effective at shooting. Good for them. Alright, here we've got the first of our elementals that can go. And we can talk about them detecting things. So water will reveal invisible opponents. Right, so it also heals our team when we do that. And this bank guy may not even make it through the round as they're all focusing on him. He went really late. And just decided, for whatever reason, to reposition poorly. Here we've got the Dryad. Again, we can use the spike growth as a mechanism for finding the bad guys. So we'll have her jump over, see if she can get into range. And we'll just cast a spike growth in this area. There's someone throwing over there, and we can see that we reveal 2 of them. Here, Alfira and Jaheira have taken some damage. We'll use this to top people off. And then we've got the ability to zip around the battlefield with these elementals, so we'll fly down and flank someone. The elementals are also immune to their own ice attacks. We'll warp down to get a shot on these assassins, and we'll use our explosive icicle. So 3 shots and do a little damage. These guys, paladins, just wreck everything if they get the chance to attack. So we can have our Dryad do the same thing over here. Run over and just drop spike growth. And that'll prevent them from escaping, perhaps. And these guys aren't actually going to run for it, but they might try to run into the corner or hide out. And we've got this Woodwoad. We didn't even summon the other one. These guys don't have near the utility that they used to, but we got rid of one of the levels of Unstoppable. So this Unstoppable condition, do we still have anybody that's got it? No, I don't see it anywhere. It means that they're non-movable, can't be thrown, and it dissipates once with each hit. And it also lowers the damage to 1. Alright, so that's the passageway getting in the way of my targeting again. So we'll have our Alfira character take some shots at the Death's Head of Baal Ma'alis.
Consider my hackles raised.
And then we've got several attacks here with Jaheira. So we'll hit once, twice, 3 times. He's got 1 hit point left, but we still have Crushing Flight, so we're just going to jump into the same threat radius so he doesn't get an attack, and squish him. And then we've even got a little bit of movement, so we'll reposition. And that's it for the banker. If you really want to protect him, then we'd want to swap out Halcyon probably for Shadowheart and put Sanctuary on him. His AI is pretty bad though, so even if we protect him, he'll still attack and break the Sanctuary, so it's really only a reprieve for until his next action. And we'll go ahead and hit this person, and once more. And then Crushing Flight has a huge amount of movement. And we still have another attack. There we go, yeah, so you see the charges of Unstoppable dropping. We can target this guy probably with Icicle. We just want to make sure that we're not hitting the other guards, unless you want to hit the other guards. So only his circle is highlighted. Now we'll just click through 3 times. and do a little damage. And blood in the water, I guess, is their viewpoint, so they're just going to keep shooting. We can cast Spike Growth every round, so we'll do it again and reveal the assassin. And we'll do the same icicle thing again. See that we've got a low chance to hit when we're right next to him, but warping doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity, so we can just reposition. And then if we want to try to get the attack of opportunity, we'll just step right back next to him. And we just did the exact same thing, so we'll do it again. Warp out. And the reason that we don't use the smite as much is that this is 3 chances to hit. And the elemental also has flight, so to the extent that it's got movement, we'll reposition using that. All right. Now we're just going to have this Dryad cancel the spike growth so that we can get up and down the stairs more easily. And we'll see if we can figure out where everybody's at. So we've got one there. We don't know where that one is. Don't know where that one is. We'll throw it in this sort of broad area, and we're not revealing anybody. And we'll bring the wood woad down and see if we can't use that as a lure for one of the assassins. And we can have Alfira run over and see if there's a shot on anyone. It doesn't look like we've got anyone to shoot at. And we'll have Jaheira head down the stairs. And if we know where any of them are, we could jump on them. I think the only one we know is over here in the corner. So we're just shy of this one, I guess. So here they've run up the stairs and disappeared again. And we'll just have Halson finish that one off, and we'll see if we can't detect somebody by jumping up. No dice. They're detecting, but probably the person has moved. Here we'll warp up to the stairs. And drop water, revealing this person. Okay, so we'll get a little closer. And that's pretty much the annoyance level of this fight, is just invisible opponents repeatedly trying to hide out. We'll drop the spike growth. And while we can see this one, we will warp up. And we're going to leave an ice area. Maybe we can get them to slip. We'll step right next to him. Here we've got, I think, a good target, but it'll be difficult to hit them with the Icicle Blast, so we'll just teleport behind them and use the smiting attack and miss. The Paladin is getting it done. Here we'll cast Shillelagh and see if we can lock it down. We missed. If we had hit, we have the potential of ensnaring it, so we would know where it was. We've got Alfira here. We'll reposition and switch to ranged weapon. And that's it. So all of the assassins have been dealt with. At this point, we'll grab Asterion. And we'll just leave camp. I think that this is going to put us back in that cell. It does. We've still got plenty of mechanisms to get out, so we'll just use one of these potions. And we'll fly down and join our crew.
Let's move.
We'll take Alfira, Halsin, and Jaheira and head to camp. And go back to Asterion. We'll exit gaseous form. And we'll enter gnome form. And we're going to head down. So we know that the thieves were all in league, or the bankers were all in leagues with the Thieves Guild.
Let's crack it open.
And in here we find elegant studded leather. This gives +2 on initiative, advantage on stealth, and the shield spell. And we've got junk on the ground. We're not super concerned with the low amounts of money at this point. No one seems to care that we're going to lockpick all of these, and they don't even show up as red or owned. Here we get the Nymph Cloak. This does dominate person. This amulet gives you an additional level 2 spell slot. Really useful. There are keys to all of these chests, but we haven't really been collecting them. This is Lady Janeth's. This gives us advantage on persuasion and deception checks. And there's some gold jewelry.
If I'd have known there was that much coin back here, I'd have robbed the place myself.
And we're unlocking all these because we get a little experience for it as well. Here we get the long arm of the Gur. Right, so this was maybe useful if we were going to be doing attacks with a heavy crossbow against undead. So maybe if we'd have taken Lizelle to battle Cazador. Here we've got a set of gloves that do the knock spell. We'll definitely take that. It's great to have essentially those items work like reusable scrolls. More unlocking, a bunch of jewelry. Here's some blackmail information. And there's background for some of the characters and motivation in these chests. First time we failed one of these checks. Let's try again using Thieves' Tools. And again we failed. There we go. Those are some really bad rolls. Mind Player Specimen. We've got Astral Prism Heist. So if we were to take a look at this, you can see that this is the plan to steal the prism from Vlaakith. And an interrogation where he learned who the Emperor was is Gortash's vault. Ravengard's Scourger. This is Ravengard's vault. And there's a thing about his time with Will you can learn about. And we've got another trident here. This one, when we hit someone, creates a water surface. That can be pretty good if you're trying to use lightning type builds. And we do have the Drake's Throat Glaive that would add lightning damage. Here is the key to number 9, it's around here somewhere. Maybe the one on the back. I think, is this 9? Yeah, that's 9. So he's got the key right there. It didn't matter. Astarion's super good at stealing things, so he'll just grab all of these. And that's it for the counting house. So from here we need to trail Minsc, or I'm just going to cut to the end of the trail rather than going through the long way. I will see you in the next video where we try to rescue Minsc and add him to the party. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you there.